And hello and welcome to One Place Sports' live broadcast of the Singapore Squash Open here from the Kallang Squash Center in Singapore. Three great matches in store for you today, starting with the Men's Masters final. This is over 45, but I can tell you these men can really turn it on. In the light grey shirt, you've got the second seed, Charlie Thomas. And in the black shirt, the number one seed, Victor Ko. They've just concluded their warm-up. And proceedings will get underway in just a moment. This match will be followed by the Women's Open and finally the Men's Open. Three high quality matches here on One Place Sports from the Kallang Squash Center. Quick discussion on the height of the tin. It's presently 17 inches, and for our viewers back home, that's what professional squash players use. Club squash is normally at 19, and I think they've decided to raise it to 19 for this game. Or certainly debating it. Okay, so 19 it is. Three great matches available for you today on Facebook. Watch One Place Sports. All right, Victor Ko the lefty and Charlie Thomas lefty too. So battle of lefties. Both left-handers. All right, best of five. Here we go. One love.
One love.
Both players just getting their eye and figuring the other one out. A lovely boast from Victor. Catches Charlie unawares, 1-all. That's where Charlie is extremely strong. He gets a lot of pace on the ball. He can push his opponent really deep, and he followed that up with a lovely drop for the 2-1 lead in the first game. Victor goes for the drop, doesn't pay off, 3-1.
3-1.
That's a stroke.
4-1.
Lovely shot, 5-1. Beautiful volley into the forehand nick. Beautifully played. (6-1), and Charlie is really putting Victor on a lot of pressure. He's keeping him deep, he's keeping him back. And that's just too good. So a big early lead for Charlie. 7-1 in the first game. You can't count Victor out. He's dangerous. Years of experience. He'll get the stroke. Eight one. Oh, that's beautifully played. 9-1. Catching Victor completely flat-footed. Victor was expecting Charlie to go down the line. Again, lovely deep shot. Two eight. 2-9, my mistake, 2-9. And Charlie moving Victor all over the place right now for 8 game balls. That's out of court. First game to Charlie, 11-2. Game 2 gets underway. Better length from Victor. Much better. I have a feeling we'll see Victor do more of that. Ooh, Victor wants that one back. 1-0. Nice shot, 2-1.
Yes, sir.
Let ball. 2-1.
2-1.
He'll get the let there as well. 2-1.
2-1.
3-1.
3-1.
4-1.
4-1. And now
2-4. Hand out.
2-4. Now 3-4. Yes, sir.
Let ball.
3-4. 4.
Reverse boast. Victor waited as long as he could. Charlie really didn't see that. Much better from Victor. And now it's Charlie who's moving from side to side as Victor turns on the heat. That's too good. And Charlie needs to do a bit of that, because if he's going to be predictable against Victor, it's going to be a matter of time before Victor plays some of those absolutely lovely shots that he has, like that one. Just too much experience. It's 5-all. Game 2. Ooh. There was an opportunity.
And now 6-4.
Lovely, lovely width. 7-6. Well played, Charlie. 8-6.
8-6.
Very tight to the wall. Lovely shot. 7-8.
7-8.
Victor's extremely experienced. He's been here before. Get the let.
Yes, sir. 7-8.
Victor may not be happy with that, but that's the good call. That's a good call.
No, baseball in the wrong line. Down, please. 7-8. Left part. Left side.
Victor serving 7-8. He's 1 game to love down. Out of court.
8-4.
Well played, Charlie. Really good pickup. He won't get that. His line to the ball was completely wrong. He's not going to get that. He may want it. He's not going to get that. 9-8. Michael.
Round
9-0.
10 round.
Oh, lovely, lovely shot. Lovely shot from Victor. 10-9 to even the match up at 1-all. And oh, Victor's going to get the stroke, and that's 1 game all. And joining me, Michael Tan, old hand and a experienced and wonderful player here on the Singapore squash circuit for so many years. Michael, you played Victor in the round of 8, if I'm not mistaken, the quarterfinals, or was it in the semi-finals? And I played Charlie, I think, in the same round. It's 1 game all. What's your prediction?
Well, it's going to be a tough call because you've got 2 players with contrasting styles. You've got Victor Cohen, a vastly experienced A-grader in the Singapore League, who's played many years of competition and has a lot of guile, and for somebody of his age, really very speedy. And then you've got Charlie Thomas, who's really an extreme athlete, a superb racket player. I hear he's as good in tennis as he is in squash. He's very fit, and what he's got going for him is an extremely high level of fitness and determination and a no-nonsense approach. So at this point of time, 1-all seems like a fair call. It's anybody's game.
It's anybody's game, and Charlie was mixing it up a bit in the first game. Victor wasn't getting his length. Victor has the strokes. Charlie's better known for grinding it out there. And strangely, right now, their strategy should be just the opposite. It's Charlie who should be doing a few more creative things on court, because that's what will get Victor a little disorientated. And it's Victor who's won the 2nd game after putting Charlie under a bit more pressure in the backcourt than he had done before.
Yeah, it would seem that roles have been switched, and as you said, Mohit, it is rather unusual to see that Victor is doing the running and grinding, and with Charlie playing more of the strokes in the 2nd game. So it's going to be very interesting. I mean, both players have demonstrated they're capable of mimicking the other. So we're going to be looking forward to enjoying a very competitive match.
All right, game 3 underway. Love all. He'll get the let.
Yes, sir. 1-all.
Love all. Victor's not going to be happy with that, though. That was the right call.
Well, right now, seeing Victor putting in some objections to the calls, and it seems to me that he's the more rattled between the 2 players. Charlie is just focusing, pacing up and down, but without distracting himself and arguing with the referee.
Oh, gets a lucky nick, but he'll take it. 2 love.
buildup,
Charlie's got to do a bit more with that drop. I saw, even in the previous rally, I just felt that his drop was popping up a bit, and he just needs to a bit more, because Victor would be all over that if you don't put it away.
Yes, you're right, Mohit. I mean, Victor has been known to be very quick to the front, and one of his forte is the ability to pick up the shots and place them down along the wall. Whereas Charlie is just known to be somebody with a very consistent, persistent, attritional game, as we're continuing to see at the moment. He's not particularly relying on any fancy strokes at the moment, just picking it up. And there you see again the demonstration of Victor putting the shot into the corner, but Charlie Thomas merely running it down and putting it with pace to the back. What I like particularly is that Charlie is also not distracting himself with arguing with the referee's call, knowing that it's not going to change anything.
That's really well played, Charlie. That was creative. He held that just a little bit. Instead of going to the cross court, as it appeared he would do, returns the drop with another drop. Really well played. That's too good. That's just beautiful touch. Classic squash. Does the job. 4-2. Out of court. Know the feeling, Victor. Know the feeling. Gets a lucky bounce off the back wall. It's 5-all. Too much pace on that, too much accuracy, tight to the back wall. Very well played. 6-5. Catching Charlie unaware. Nice deep cross court. Charlie a bit late in reacting to that. 6-all. Too good. That's lovely length. And Michael, that's just years and years and years of knowing how hard to hit that ball and how to hit it, because it's going to just be really difficult to play off the back wall. That's just years and years of experience.
Extremely. I mean, years of experience, not just in just playing squash, but high-level squash, at least in a local context. And to the uninitiated, it seems to me that people favor the more spectacular ones will be the drop shots and the nicks and etc. But people don't realize just how difficult and how much more skill is involved in picking up a shot and playing them down on the wall with extreme consistency, just keeping it out of the way or reach the opponent, or at least tight enough such that they're not willing to take the risk of playing high-risk shots. Both of these gentlemen are extremely good at what they're doing right now. Oh, that's a very unfortunate attempt there.
What about the drop? What about the drop just before that? That was fantastic, the one that Charlie picked up.
It was a very good one, but Charlie has shown himself equal to the task with his pickup. But again, it's par for the course where Charlie is concerned. There you go with another example. Victor has just played an extremely tight ball down the wall, and Charlie reached across with a drop shot.
It falls in. 10-8. He's not going to get that one. 10-8. That's a good call.
Absolutely the right call. I mean, that attempt was rather speculative, that Victor was hoping for an attempt leaping onto the back of Charlie and hoping for a call in his favor.
Gets the nick. He's not out of it yet. 9-10.
9-10. Game ball.
Extremely tight. 10-all. Neither player willing to take any risk there. They knew that that was a big point.
And that's exactly what I meant by being a lot of skill involved in playing the shots down the wall. Both of these extremely good players have been showing themselves capable of consistently hitting the shots tight down the wall.
Charlie making Victor just move that one extra step. 11-10 gives him another game ball for a 2-1 lead. And that's it. 2 games to 1. Charlie leads in the men's over 45. The Masters final of the Singapore Squash Open. So Charlie gets proceedings off underway. 1-love. He's leading 2 games to 1. He won't get that. Not at all surprised. I didn't think he'd get that.
Well, I have to say that I differed in the opinion because the ball was bouncing rather high. But true to his nature, he didn't put much of a argument into it, choosing to focus on the game. There we go. He got the service back again. Charlie leading 2-1.
Oh, that's well played, Charlie. The one thing in this particular game, Michael, what I like, and you and I have both been on court a number of times, and we do often get carried away by the heat of the moment. At least I can speak for myself when I say I do, and we end up arguing with the referee. We believe we are always right, but I have to say the refereeing in this particular match has been extremely consistent.
Yes, that's right. I think that's all credit to the Singapore referees team. That they have put in a lot of effort to have the official referees understand the new rules of the game and to be more consistent with their decisions. The game has evolved such that you don't get an easy let anymore. Victor is arguing that right now and opening the door, which is something against the rules. And we see again a competitive nature of the game with the top seed arguing that a pickup was good. Referee under pressure from the players, perhaps he should not have been, but in any case he's conceded the decision and changed it to a let.
In fact, if I were Charlie, I'd be quite upset because I had the easy cross-court winner, and the only reason I didn't get the point is because it was called down.
And yes, that's right. But as we have seen, Charlie hasn't allowed that to distract him. He's just gone with business as usual.
Four 3 to Victor. I think that's a fair call from the referee. I think that's a fair call from the referee.
I think that was an extremely fair call. It seems to me that he was in a disadvantageous position with the ball rather tight to the back. And yes, admittedly, he could have played the shot. That is true. But he chose not to. And under the new rules, it should have been a no-let. So I think it was a relatively fair call by the referee to say, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, Victor, but you have to make a better effort.
He's going to get the stroke. Oh, I'm a bit surprised. I thought he'd get the stroke. He got into position.
I agree with you, Mohit. That appeared to be a stroke, but the moment that the referee hesitated for a long time, it did appear that he was going to go with a safer decision of a let, which would be more acceptable for both.
Oh, that's just lovely. Well done, Victor. Lovely shot.
6-4. 7-4.
Well played, Charlie.
Men up. 5-7.
Yeah, that shot was just too deep. The lob from Charlie was just too good, too deep. A loose boast from Victor, and Charlie had all the time to do what he wanted with that. Great length.
Men up.
8 all.
8-6.
It seems to me that in the last few rallies, a pattern is emerging that Victor realizes that he's at a disadvantage against the speedier Charlie Thomas, and he's choosing to engage with more lengthy shots and change of angles, and it seems to be carrying him through to the last 2 or 3 points to his advantage.
9-6.
So 9-6 to Victor for 2 games all. But Charlie's not out of it yet. 7-9.
7-9.
That was a slightly lucky bounce, but he worked for it, so
It did. Look, and fairness to him, it was good length. It was good width, you know. Those are once in a while going to go into the nick, and, you know, if you're going to play those shots. Well picked up, Victor. 10-8.
Game ball.
Oh, great pickup, both players. Well played, Charlie. That's really well picked up. Victor has to be thinking, what do I need to do to put this away?
yeah, I agree with you. That's probably what's on his mind, because that's also what's on my mind. What do you need to do when you play a great drop shot like this, and then you have Charlie just, there you are, on the second break point. Victor has tied up the match 2-all, so we're in for a treat in the rubber between 2 veterans.
2 games all.
Marigold Peel Fresh, less sugar juices now available in on-the-go bottles.
All right, here we go. Game 5. Michael, any thoughts as we go into game 5? Victor to serve. Love all.
Yes, sir. One love. Two love. Yes, sir.
Let ball, to love.
Two love.
You know, one of the things, Michael, I think it's important for anybody watching this, especially the juniors, they need to see where the ball bounces when Victor's playing it. Every ball is going behind the service box. Not behind the service line, but behind the service box.
That's exactly right. And again, this is where the experience of these two competitive veterans begin to show that it's not just about hitting the ball hard, but knowing the court conditions, knowing that playing the game right now is quite different from... I have to stop there and say that Charlie Thomas made a great effort to try and get back, but it was just too wily from Victor putting the ball extremely. So going back again to the length, it's also dependent on the court conditions. And I think juniors have to realize, for example, you don't hit the shot differently in a normal court in Singapore versus the ones in Kallang where it's air conditioned, and you have to put a bit more height in the ball to get it beyond the service line. There you go again. Victor is demonstrating exactly how you can get the shot to the back without overheating the shot.
Just too much court craft out there. Victor making Charlie move those few extra steps for each ball.
Victor is settling into a nice pace right now. It's pretty evident that he's not prepared to clobber the shots with Charlie, who seems to be more adept at that. Victor is clearly putting on more height into the ball to bring it to the back. That's two consecutive uncharacteristic drop shot errors from Charlie Thomas, who usually plays a higher percentage game. And that gives Victor Ko a 6-1 lead in the rubber.
I think that also has a lot to do with how well Victor is picking up Charlie's drops and putting Charlie under a lot of pressure. You know, so they arguably are unforced errors, but they come with a lot of pressure behind them because he knows that that Victor's been picking up a lot of these balls. Not that time, too tight to the wall.
3-6. And now 7.
Lovely easy boast, just trickle down the front wall. Oh, well played. Really good rally. And that's the pressure I'm talking about. Victor's making Charlie play that one extra ball if he needs to win the point, and that does over a period of time. It's, you know, it's cumulative pressure, and it just adds up.
Yes, sir. You can play the ball Victor. You will let to see more.
Victor is again showing his disagreement with the referee, saying that he's thinking that he's earned a stroke, but I think the referee made the right call because the ball had gone in the other direction of his opponent and forcing Victor to turn, having the space to play, choosing not to, and yes, that seems to be a fair call.
Go back.
5-7. Victor not happy with that.
Okay, go back. You are not making any effort. Go back. 5-7. No discussion. Victor 5-7. Play out. Play out. Conduct only. Victor for the set. 5-7.
Victor's an old hand at these squash courts. He knows exactly what he's doing, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Being an all-hand, however, is not really all that applicable with the new rules in place. So that Charlie is beginning to show for the first time dissent as well, being unhappy that Victor is challenging just about every call that's being made against him.
That's much better. That's just... Oh, he's going to get the stroke. That's a lovely rally, though.
That's an incredible rally, and Charlie Thomas again shows exactly why he's such a dangerous opponent. Even though Victor was sending him running all over the place, he was determined to pick up everything with every effort, and he's managed to grind out a point from all to pay off for all his efforts.
Here's an interesting question. We thought Charlie's going to be fitter than the two. It's definitely at that point in the match when fitness is going to count.
It will be, but then again, we're talking about two players who are relatively fit. So even Charlie Thomas with the marginal fitness is going to be a lot. He has to contend with the experience of a very wily Victor, who's choosing to loft the shots as opposed to challenging Charlie Thomas on the rallies. Oh, that was Charlie Thomas picking up the pace there and capitalizing on one simple error up front and forcing Victor into an error from mid-court.
It's just beautifully played, and the ball fell awkwardly at Charlie's feet. He's able to put it away. Playing away from his opponent, basic squash, but executed it like an expert. Well played. Ooh. That was very close to the line, wasn't it? And that's down, 8-all. From where we're sitting, Michael, I actually thought it was out.
It was very close. I mean, I'm sitting slightly more to the left where the ball was being played down the right wall. So at my angle, I could see that it was just marginally in. It was very close, I admit, Mohit. But still, the referee had the best position. And we're now 8-all in the rubber.
Well played, Victor. And
9-8. Yes, sir.
let ball, 9-8.
9-8.
Game 5. Really doesn't get any closer. Nice shot. Oh, well played, Charlie. That's beautifully played. 9-all. Victor's gone to that high boast to the other corner. I think too often, Michael, Charlie's reading it.
I think you're right, Mohit. Oh,
Oh, and that's very tight. So Victor with a single match ball right now, 10-9.
Next ball.
The opportunity. And he takes it, 10-all. Beautiful backhand volley into the forehand nick. It's 10-all in the 5th game.
10-all.
And honestly, Victor must be asking, what do I need to do?
well, the match is certainly living up to its top billing. As you said, oh my goodness, that is a wonderful backhand drop shot from Charlie Thomas. The second seed is holding match ball right now at 11-10.
Opportunity. He's going to get the stroke.
You can play the ball. Excellent. You must play the ball. I know. You must play the ball. Yes, sir.
Gets a let ball.
11-10.
I'm actually very surprised that Victor appears disappointed with the call because he was pretty lucky. It was an iffy shot, and there may be some referees would have actually given a stroke to Charlie Thomas for that, but a let call.
He'll get the let for that.
No red.
Ooh, that's a
Ball answer. No red.
That was a shock. That was a shocking call. But to Charlie Thomas' credit, I mean, while expressing surprise, he's not letting it break him down. He's just going to continue with the game. That was a hard call on him. I think most of us here in the crowd believe that it should have been a let.
11-all.
And I think more than anything else, he just didn't have any other line to the ball. That was the only line to the ball that he had. So I think that's really where the surprise is. I think Victor is looking a little more tired than Charlie certainly is. Oh, well played, Charlie. It's very clever. And one more match ball.
11. Next ball. No red.
No let, he wins the match.
13-11.
3-2, Charlie Thomas beats Victor Ko in what might be construed as a mild upset.
Yes, well, it is just mild because I think Charlie Thomas is known to be someone who goes into a court and doesn't give an inch, doesn't give any quarter, and going into a game fully believing in his ability to take on the best players there. And if he goes down, he would have gone down fighting. But in this case, he certainly was fighting, and he was rewarded with it for the title of the Singapore Open Masters 2019 champion.
All right, I'm going to try and see if we can get a word with Charlie. Michael, I hope you're going to stay on and stay with us for the remaining.
Try my best.
Okay, good man. I'm going to try and go down and get an interview with Charlie. I don't see him, but we'll try and get him inside. Charlie, very well done.
Thank you very much.
A five-setter, and it always feels that much better, doesn't it, at the end of five?
Yeah, I felt a bit lucky at the end there. I got that nick of a serve on match point. So, yeah, a little bit lucky to win it. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
And, you know, it was almost for a moment the roles were reversed. You were playing a lot more drops than you normally would have liked to do. Victor was playing a lot more defensive than he normally would have liked to do. Back and forth, seesaw game up in the commentary booth. There was no way we could tell what was going to happen, but you picked up a lot of good balls.
Yeah, thank you. Victor's a class player. He just plays the right shot at the right time. So it's nothing dramatic, just steady down the line, puts you out of position, and then goes for the drops when they're in play. So he's a wonderful player. I was lucky.
Very well done, Charlie. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Marigold Peel Fresh. Less sugar juices now available in on-the-go bottles.
So 1-love in the first game of the Women's Open. Eli Wen versus Jamaica Arbado. Still 1-love. That's a lovely drop. 2-love. So Lai gets the stroke. 1-2. Down. Ball down, 3-all. Doesn't get the call, no let. 4-3. She's not going to get that one. It was a bit of a half-hearted ask. 6-3. She just needs to compose herself. She kind of seems to have lost her way post not getting that let ball on the drop to the backhand front court. Oh, she should have done more with that. So Jamaica rushes to an 8-3 lead. It was 3-all just not too long ago. And she's been doing that by playing a lot of short balls. On that occasion at the receiving end of one. Lovely volley. Oh, that's very well played. Wrong footing her opponent, 9-4. Five nine. Nole, 10-5, 5-game balls. And that's the first game to Jamaica. She leads 1-0 in the Women's Open final of the Singapore Squash Open.
Marigold Peel Fresh, less sugar juices now available in on-the-go bottles.
That's unfortunate. She was so much more purposeful there. 2-1. Out of court. Wow, she'll want that back. Well, a lovely shot.
What a terrific rally from both of these ladies. Wen Li seems to be picking up from a rather surprisingly nonchalant first set. Wen Li, who's currently ranked 75th in the world on the PSA ranking, against Jamaica Arribado from Philippines with a current ranking of 88. Arribado probably fresh from coming back from Cairo, where she participated in the Women's World Championships, where she lost in the first round to Sarah Jane Perry of the UK by 3-0. So that experience would probably have given her quite a bit of confidence coming into this match.
Oh, that's very well played.
That was really clever. Quick reflexes and quick thinking from Wen Li. Pulling away further with a 7-1 lead in the second game. Hopefully to tie the match at 1-1. But still early at this stage, even though she's leading by a healthy 6 points. And with that lovely short ball on the left front of the court, Wen Li pulls away to 8-2. Oh, what a lovely reply from Jamaica Arribado with a lovely backhand drop shot.
So reversal of roles. Wen Li 10-4, 6 game balls. And she needs just one.
So welcome back, viewers. Third game now in process. 1-1 with Jamaica Aribado serving. A terrific setup by Wen Lee. Terrific retrieval by Jamaica. The game goes on. Long rally. Wen Lee ending the long rally with a short cross court to take the lead 3-1, pulling away with 2-point advantage. A wonderful length to the forehand of Wen Lee that gives Aribado a point, closing to 2-3. At this point, it seems to me that the aggressor is the top seed Wen Lee, with Jamaica at the moment hanging on, happy to return shots, picking up all they can, looking for the opening. Following an excellent retrieval, Wen Lee then sends a cross-court lob into the right-hand corner that finds the knee to take back the initiative. She now leads 4-2. Following that very pragmatic backhand drop shot. Speculative attempt again, hoping to repeat the point with a backhand drop shot that now finds the teen. Hand out to Jamaica. 3-5.
Suddenly game getting very tight, Michael. 4-5. Quite evenly matched right now. The minute one went deep, it was good enough. And you'd wonder, instead of rushing these shots, why these girls just don't take their time and focus on getting the ball deeper.
It's really difficult to say, Mohit, unless you're actually on the court right now. I guess they are trying the best to get the ball deeper. As we saw again, an attempt that's just gone askew off the front wall, coming off into the center, giving a stroke in favor to Jamaica, closing to 1 point gap, 6-7, still trailing Wen Lee. Oh, an excellent volley drop from Wen Lee, again taking back the initiative to lead. A 2 point lead with 8-6. Strategy seems to be that Wen Lee is pushing the pace with Jamaica, absorbing it and trying to play a slower pace game, retrieving the game and waiting for the opening. A terrific rally with Wen Lee, the top seed, showing incredible retrieving abilities despite a 5'1" frame. He's showing terrific reach. At this level of top regional women's squash, it shows just how a loose shot it is immediately punished by the opponent. Jamaica capitalizing on a loose shot up in the middle to put away length into the left-hand corner. A slightly awkward reverse angle, speculative balls by Wen Lee, but still paid dividends with Jamaica missing up with the ball right in front of the middle of the court. An appeal from the top seat turned down by the referee, citing minimal interference. The score now 8-10, game point Wernley, Jamaica serving to stay in the game. An aggressive attempt to finish the game sees a backhand volley into the tin. Jamaica Arribado closes to 9-10, still game ball to Wernley. A wild forehand up close to the fine wall. Sees Jamaica now with 10-all. Winner must play by 2. Really close game, as everybody can hear or see. Arribado seems to have taken a knock into the chest by Wernley, all missed by everybody else. A lead ball at 10-all. Arribado serving. A wonderful rally, very intense. That's been won by Arribado to go in front instead now. Holding game ball. 11-10 game ball. Arribado serving for the game. A slightly fortuitous forehand reverse angle both that catches Jamaica by surprise, misses the return, and the game right now ties at 11-all. Taken by surprise by a short cross court. Arribado appeals for a lead, claiming there was some impediment. Referee sees it as only minimal. Wernley takes back the initiative. 12-11 game ball. A slightly innocuous backhand bows to the front was somehow missed by Aribado to give one lead. The third set, she leads by 2-1. We'll be back.
Game 4 underway. One lead to serve. She leads 2-1. She's going to get the stroke. Oh, I thought she'd get a stroke, Michael.
Yes, I agree with you. That appears to be quite clearly a stroke. But we're not the referee. These guys are trained to tell the difference, the small differences. It seems like the girls have accepted that, even though the top seed appears to be smiling in disagreement. going to be an interesting call there. Call for a stroke given to the top seed, citing that the ball had come off the sidewall, not quite a nick towards the Aribado, preventing Wen Li from playing the ball. That was a very uncharacteristic attempt to boast immediately off a service, very innocuous looking, but ends in a teen.
Yes, sir. You can read it. Green one.
A very sporting gesture by Wen Li, calling her own stroke as a double.
And that's so good to see, Michael. You know, it's something that is just such an important learning in any sport, and it's just so good to see that when that happens.
I totally agree with you. I mean, that's exactly what sports is all about, and these two young ladies have demonstrated just that. Was a pinpoint, very low and tight boast from Wen Li to take back the initiative, leading 4-3 right now in the fourth game. A slightly fortuitous attempt to drive the shot that appears to have turned into a semi-drop shot to the left-hand corner, which Micah fails to retrieve. 5-3. An error into the teen on the left-hand side brings the fourth game to 5-all. Aribado failing to capitalize on the rather weak attempt to drop shot at the front with a counter drop on own that goes into the tin. And out to Wen Li at 6-5. Great forehand drive. A very short ball. Earns the top seed, a 2-point gap against Aribado. Oh, a mishit. An attempt to try and flick the shot out of a right-hand corner. Hits the frame and turns into a boast that catches Wernley unexpectedly. We're now at 6-7. Too good. Very tight down the wall by Aribado. Fourth game tied at 7-all.
Yes, sir. I'm working. Yes, sir. 7-all, left.
A high-risk forehand shot from Wernley finds the tin, allowing Aribado to pull away by a point. 8-7. Very tight game, going down the wire. Great shot. Great shot to the left-hand corner. Gives Wernley championship point. A most unfortunate way to end the match, but nevertheless, Wernley, the top seed, a deserving winner, winning 3-1 against Jamaica Aribado from the Philippines.
We'll make my way down, interview her, and be right back with the men's final. Really well done. Singapore Squash Open, national champion. What does that feel like?
I'm really happy to able to get this win because I've always come here. I've come here for the first two circuits, and I really love playing here. So I've decided to come back for this Singapore Open, and I've really had an enjoyable time here. And then the event was run really well, so I'm really happy to win the tournament as well.
Take us through the match. It looked back and forth. The opponent really gave her heart out. Really hard-fought match. Take us through it. What were the turning points in the game?
There's some points where I got so excited and nervous at the same time, and I started to doing mistakes, and I did not follow my game plan. So after that, I started to calm myself, and I taught myself 1 point at a time and make sure to follow the game plan. So I guess that the turning point, the game plan was to follow my game plan was one of the turning point for me.
All right, very well done. We'll let you get on and enjoy the moment. Thanks very much. Bye.
Marigold Peel Fresh. Less sugar juices now available in on-the-go bottles.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. Now the Singapore Squash Open presents the Men's Open. The 9th seed, Lee Xiong Tek, has taken up the first seed, the 5th seed, and is now in the finals after a very, very long journey. Let's welcome Lee Xiong Tek from Korea. Dramatic matches so far. One against Robert Garcia and last night against Chris One. Both were 5-setters and coming in at 12-10 against Robert Garcia, and I think it was 11-9 against Chris One. And he survived through it. Let's see how he survived this next one. Alvin Kyo from Malaysia.
So, Mohit, we're just on the verge of the finals of the Singapore Men's Open final between Lee Seung-taek of South Korea and Alvin Kyo from Malaysia. Here's a little bit of interesting statistics for you. Alvin Kyo is currently ranked 257 in the world, having reached a ranking high of 91 in 2013. Whereas Seung-taek joined the PSA Tour in 2008 and was ranked as high as 359 in 2009 before he went in to join the South Korean Army to serve his national service, and is currently at the world ranking of 610. Seung-taek, however, belies the 610 world ranking by dismantling Samuel Kang of Singapore, a known workhorse, holding his own in the many rallies and interspersing those with very, very high-risk shots that found their marks. Alvin Kyo, as we know, is a local favorite and has been playing the Singapore circuit for the longest time. Very flamboyant, very exciting squash. What's your take on this one?
Well, I've been watching Alvin through the week, and I watched him in his match against Robert Garcia. And, I thought that was one of the most exciting matches I've seen in a long time. Both players were really spectacular. I'm expecting a really high-quality match, but I'm going to give the edge here to Alvin. I think he's just got a lot in his armory, He's gives up the stroke there. Excuse me, but you saw some super retrieving there. So Lee from Korea, Alvin from Malaysia. Short, sharp rallies for now, Michael. We saw, a bit when Alvin played Robert Garcia and he won that in 5, and an extremely tight 5-setter. It's going to get a let there. Extremely tight 5-setter. We saw both players really retrieving. These points have gone by pretty quickly.
Yes, you're right. I mean, the rallies have been extremely short at the moment, if you can actually call them rallies, relative to the standards that these boys or these men are known to be able to produce. So it seems that they are going for rather quick kills, surprisingly by their standards.
That was a bit ambitious. He actually could have played that. I thought he should have gone for it.
I think he attempted to ask for a let, but thinking that there was some interference.
He's not going to get that one. He ran into it already.
Yes, exactly. But it's good to see him smiling away, and he's hardly contesting any of the calls. It's wonderful sportsmanship so far, but we'll see as the game develops and the scores gets a little bit closer. Kyo pulling away comfortably at the moment. And yet again, a very, very short rally. Points are piling up for Kyo. 8-3, a 5-point lead.
And Lee needs to settle in a bit. I think he needs some answers, and he just isn't finding them. A lot of errors. He's being found flat-footed, I should say, found flat-footed by Elvin a few times.
Yes, that's right. As you heard there, Mohit was also caught flat-footed in his commentary. One of the things I probably will say in favor of Elvin is that although I've shared that Elvin Kyo is a Malaysian, he's almost like a Singaporean. He knows these courts intimately. He's currently a trainer with the Singapore squad, training daily with the Singapore national team. So he's got a lot of familiarity with the conditions of the courts as well as with people. He's very comfortable in this environment. Whereas this is possibly one of Lee's finals, and he's still trying to find his footing. We'll see.
First game without as much as a whimper, I would say. Quite straightforward. With the players, we'll take a break as well, Michael, and come back and join them in the second game. All right, ready to resume play. Elvin leads 1 game to Lovell. Pushing Elvin deep. And maybe that's the answer.
Well, that was a slightly more animated display from Lee. He seemed to be a little bit tense and overawed by the occasion. That again, in that point there, demonstrates just how unsettled he seems to be against Kyo, who's been playing 2 5-setters in the last 2 evenings.
Just beautifully played. Got the lucky bounce. It came out to him in the center, but he made no mistake with it whatsoever. Super reflexes, both players. But clearly, Lee enjoying himself a lot more now on court than he was in game one.
Kyo is finding the nicks at will at the moment. Ever so often in the rallies, Lee seems to be showing moments of tension, allowing Kyo to take all the initiative in attacking the final shots. A very, very gentlemanly gesture. Kyo accepting a call for a let when it's technically a stroke, although it was from a miss hit. Again, the short play from Kyo, finding Lee some ways behind the tee. A very, very uncharacteristic service out of the court by Kyo. Yes, it could be. It could be. I mean, up in the front of the court, there seems to be a gap that's been masked by the event signage. Score's a little bit tighter now. Lee managing to narrow it to 6-7. Speculative attempt by Kyo for a volley nick finds the teen. We're tied now in the second game at 7-all.
Wrong footing, Lee. That may turn out to be a big point. And he really stretched Lee there, didn't he? He had him stretching so many times during that rally, and that one was just a few inches too far.
All of the 1.79 meters that Lee was carrying was tested to the limits. Excellent anticipation from Kyo, playing a shot to the back, forcing a high post from Lee, which Kyo puts away for a winner to take the second game, leading 2-0. We'll be back with you. So welcome back, viewers. Kyo serves to start proceedings in the third game. Let's see if Lee will be able to put up a better fight and try and extend this match. Kyo continuing where you left off in the first two games, controlling the rallies, forcing the errors out of Lee. That first one ending with a stroke to Kyo, 1-0. A superb retrieval from Lee, put away unfortunately by Kyo. It seems to be an awkward landing situation for Lee. Let's hope he's okay and that he's able to continue at his best. He seems to be okay. Another wonderful retrieval from Lee, but unfortunately put away by the wily Kyo for a 3-point lead. Kyo is playing like a man possessed with excellent flicks, drives that just sending Lee the wrong direction on many occasions. Lee looks absolutely defenseless at the moment at the onslaught from Kyo. 5-love in the third game, with Kyo already leading 2 games to 1-0. Kyo could afford to be magnanimous with that call with a 5-0 lead. Unbelievable backhand. I don't even know what to call that. Is it a volley nick, a flick with a left? Whatever it is, it found a nick in the right-hand corner with Lee just looking on astounded. 6-love without reply from Lee. With that rally, that point, Lee gets on the scoreboard. 1-6 in the third game. That is most unfortunately beginning to be a very familiar refrain, with Lee hitting the tin yet again to hand service back to Kyo. Another drop shot that found Lee just a little bit short, and it's beginning to look rather ominous for the South Korean. Slightly awkward bounce to the left-hand corner at the back gives Lee an opportunity to add on to the score. Pressure to find a way around Kyo. Lee goes for high risk forehand drop shot that went again into the tin. Hand out to Kyo, 9-2.
Look. That's just too clever. It's been one-sided, but Michael, what a display of squash it's been.
Yes, it is. Kyo has been showing a lot of flamboyance and is taking a very deserved lead. Oh my goodness. Yet another one that he casually picks up a drop shot from Lee to put away a winner on the other side of the front court. And it's a 3-0 score. Rather one-sided squash, but nevertheless Lee has done himself justice, reaching the final, having beaten the number 1 seed Samuel Kang from Singapore along the way, and most unfortunately found a wall too high to climb in the form of Alvin Kyo, winner of the recent 5th leg and now winner of the Singapore Open event.
And I'll try and get down and catch a word with Alvin, but Michael, I must thank you. You've been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Always a pleasure. You're always welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mohit. Thank you.
and gentlemen, please take a seat. While they prepare the prize giving ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat, everybody. Okay, let's settle down. While we get preparation for this. Okay, what's going on is I'll get our president, Mr. Patrick Teo, to say some words before we have the preparation.
Are you doing the media?
Joseph has been sponsoring us for many years, dignifying us. Without his continuous support, squash would not be so successful. So thank you, Joseph, for the many years. Thank you, Elliot. Later we'll make it work a bit. I also want to thank all the officials for helping out, coordinating such a well-run tournament. We have put in a lot of preparation, planning to make this a success. Thank you, Raymond, for looking after all the details. Finally, spectators, I think I appreciate you all coming down. I hope you enjoyed the squash. You all may have it on Squash TV, but it's always good to see it live. And I'm glad to see so many of you supporting this event. Okay? So many more good events will be planned. I'm new to this, but I have plans to bring in some professionals, some exhibition matches, and if plans go well with my team, there will be more good matches for you all to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, this whole Singapore Squash Open has
still going on.
a few events. We'll start off from
Let's just.
the Division 3. Okay, basically what has happened is that we have given out prizes for the other events, which is the Men's Division 3, Men's Division 2, Men's Division 1, Women's Division 1, and
Elvin, very well done. It's been a fantastic week for you. And I've had the good opportunity of watching you play a lot of your matches. You're really at the peak of your game right now?
Well, I think for the past few weeks I've been helping out the SEA Games Singapore team as well. So I've been hitting quite a bit here with the boys. And that actually helped me up with my fitness and everything. So like for my downside of my squash, it's like my problem is my fitness. So I got it sorted out in the last 3 weeks. And then that's actually helped me up in my squash because I'm always getting there, so that gives me a lot of opportunity to play all my shots. And when it comes in, comes more confidence, I get better and better each time and every day. So it was actually a very good week for me as well. And I'm so glad that I managed to make it through the quarterfinals and the semi-finals in 5 games. And I'm so happy that I finished up in 3 games today. So that really gave me a really good rest after this.
You know, you touched on something really important, and in
Yeah.
a day, in today's day where there's so much information available on nutrition, recovery, rest,
Oh, yeah.
training, what's the one message you give to the kids, future #1 players sitting out here? What's the message you have for the kids with regard to what happens off court? We know how well you were on, how well you did on court, but what goes on behind the scenes?
Well, I think there's a lot of work behind the scenes because nutrition, like food, whatever we eat, and we have to rest, and especially when it comes to training, and when you have a tough day of training, make sure you get a good recovery, good stretch, and keep yourself hydrated, and try to eat as proper as possible, and also try to sleep early as well. Sometimes I do have a bad habit of sleeping late, but when it comes to an important week and everything, I try to get as much sleep as I can because that will help you recover in the body a lot more faster.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what I've been telling the kids sitting on our left, right through this week. Elvin, very well done.
Thank you very much.
Super week, very well done. We're going to leave you here on One Play Sports and the presentation.
Of the men's masters, Charlie Alexandra Thomas. Women's Division 2 have not collected our prizes. Coming in joint semi-finalists is Nadia Abutani and Zhang Li Zhifang. Coming in second is Awyong Wiley.
Look at the left. 3, 2, 1.
And the winner of Women's Division 2, Rachel Chua.
Right, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
Now moving on to men's division 3. Coming the semi-finalists are Muhammad Asmin and Lee Giller.
Okay, white cam.
Anybody? No. No? Then second, Rajat Yas.
Right, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
And the winner for men's division 3, Mark Lee.
Okay, look at the lens.
Men's division 2,
2, 1.
to announce the semi-finalists were Patrick and Dave Copping. And second is Ethan Chua.
Okay, look at
And the winner of men's division 2 is Dana Dashan. Men's division 1, the joint semi-finalists were Kaden Guy and That's all. Okay, moving on to the women's open. Coming joint semi-finalist is Laika Asman. She has taken prizes in men's effort. And Aoyong Wayen.
Okay. Look at the lens. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
The runners up, Jamaica Armando.
Okay, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
And the winner of the women's open, Lionel Lee.
Okay, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
I'd like to invite Patrick to give out the prizes for men women. Okay. For the semi-finalists, Rebat Bazoria and Muhammad Nafiswan.
Close a bit. Okay, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Okay, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
And the runners up, the game is all Lee Sean Lake.
Okay. Okay, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
And the winner for the men's open, Singapore Squash Open, Alvin Pugh. Those of you who know me very well, asking for dinner, it's like $3,000.
Move to your left a bit. Okay. Look at the lens. 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Now, we'd like to present some token of appreciation to our sponsors. And I'm getting Vice President Lee Tan Eng Yen to present the tokens. For organic fiber, Global King.
Move to your left a bit. Okay. Alright, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
And the one that's been providing you all the drinks, the Marigold Shower and your Bill Fresh. Marigold was himself Patrick Pugh.
Alright, look at the lens. 3, 2, 1.
I'd like now to get all the winners on top to have a photo session. All the prize winners, please come up. Rita.
Marigold Peel Fresh, less sugar juices now available in on-the-go bottles.